Hello, I'm Steve of the channel Mac84, and we are on a second channel today. There's probably nobody watching, but that's fine. This is going to be a very different type of a stream, kind of. Hello, Eric. Thank you very much for joining. You are officially the first person to ever join my second channel live stream. Hello. Whole purpose of the second channel is just to not really do much anything. I have a bit of a cold, as you might be able to tell from my voice. So I'm not as much of a high energy, excitable thing today. But I do have some stuff to look at and some stuff to fix. So I'm not tired. I'll go to bed soon. I'm only going to be here for like a half hour or something like. So I feel fine. I just, I'm congested. But yay. But yeah, this is an interesting board. This is a LC2 that's mine, and I put it through the ultrasonic cleaner, and it's still pretty yucky. So I'm just gonna take a low energy look at this. This should be named Low Energy 84. This is depressing. He's just low energy all the time, and the microscope doesn't want to work, does it? There it goes. There, it actually wants to work. Look at that. So believe it or not, this has actually already been ultrasonically cleaned. But this area, the little capacitor forest, as we like to nickname it, needs a little bit more attention. So I think I might actually just take that chip off just to get a good cleaning under it. I don't know. It's pretty nasty. But I want to see if this board works. I mean, I didn't rinse it. I should have rinsed it. After I ultrasonically cleaned it, I took it out and I put it in the bin, and I just sort of let it sit there because, it's my board. It wasn't a top priority. And then I started feeling nasty, and then I was like, I don't feel like it. So we're just going to hang out here for a bit. It's not going to be a crazy long stream or anything like that. We're just going to be calm. We're just going to groove. And rank up some hours on the second channel, because why the heck not? The whole purpose of the second channel is just for random things like this, especially when I have a new scripted video out. Don't necessarily want to knock that off of being like the current video or anything like that. I know it's kind of weird because a lot of the tech YouTubers, oh, here goes my elbow. A lot of the tech YouTubers I follow don't really do live streams on their main channel. I'm not going to change anything about that or anything, but since I don't put out as many scripted videos as others, I like to let them simmer on the channel for a while. Actually, this is cleaning up okay, but there's still a heck of a lot of gunk under that chip, so we're probably just gonna remove that. Oh yeah, there I am. I mean, my wife has whatever cold I have much worse than I do, so. But she's upstairs playing video games, so she's feeling a little bit better. Gonna get some flux over here. I'm gonna flux this up just a wee bit. I think this is the sound chip or something like that. I don't know. On Mac84 Disc 2, which is the name of this channel, we don't confirm facts. We just poke around things and break stuff. Is that to your liking, Mike? Good evening, Joe's Computer Museum. How are you? This is a very low energy stream, so apologies if you're expecting the normal Mac84 excitement. Can't even pronounce my name right. I have a bit of a cold, but I have some things to do, and I figured let's just leisurely do them. There's no expectations to do whatever the heck, and wow, I'm really off camera there. Let me adjust this guy here. Oops, where's the keyboard? The keyboard's important to have. When you're using a computer, you should usually have a keyboard. There we go, kind of. Oh, that's too big. I don't need to be that big. You don't need to see all of me. There we go. No, they are not, thankfully. I got tested. Yeah, they're just sniffles. They're just sniffles. Yes, lo-fi beats to solitude. If I was skilled in that, that's what I would do. So I should get my tweezers before we start trying to pull any chips off this board. He's sick and he's pulling chips off the board. Somebody do something. So this is an LC board. That's mine. It's Macintosh LC2. And yeah, it's just it went through an ultrasonic cleaner and it still looked nasty. And this little capacitor forest area here is just nasty looking. Everything else on the board looks beautiful. I mean, look at that. It looks fantastic. They went through the ultrasonic cleaner. Everything looks very pretty. This did not want to boot before it went through the cleaner, so I just want to see if we can get it to work. I have this to do. I have a few other boards to work on, so we're gonna do that. And I should stop turning this heat gun on before I'm actually prepared of what the heck I need to do. Where'd the heat resistant tape wander off too? Because actually, no, it's gonna be near the plastic, but I'm not gonna burn the plastic off or anything. At least let's hope not. You'll see it live here. Hey, Greg, how's it going? So we're just gonna hang out here for a bit, rank up some watch hours on the second channel, I suppose. The whole purpose behind this channel is just do whatever. And there's a bunch of cap juice and gunk that's under this chip, so I really want to get this chip out of here. Oh yeah, it's like a fountain. It's like you stayed at the theme park for the fireworks show and the fountain show or whatever. That's what this is. Ooh, that smells great. I'm gonna turn the fan on. That'll loosen my sinuses. Oh my goodness. Sort of have to move this a little bit around where the microscope is not, because I don't want to hit that plastic. So I apologize. You won't be able to see some of this, but I'll bring it back in a second because the chip is now off. Yay! And look at all that good goo under there. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. And I just forgot the orientation of the chip. But there's a little thing there, right? Maybe. I'll look back at the photo that I took. Wow, I'm just forehead man. My forehead was just. I'm easily amused. Couldn't already tell. All right, that's how it goes. It goes. So the thing is that way. And I know that's very technical. But yeah, I mean this machine wouldn't work before, and I kind of see why. Just a bunch of gunk under here. Was probably bridging connections and whatnot. Don't ask me what the chip is, because I'm just going to take an educated guess. It's a sound chip. I really should have brought down tissues. But, yeah. Look at that. So we'll clean that up. I need to find the spare power cord that, where did it go? Oh, actually it's plugged into this external SCSI CD-ROM drive that has been hanging here. God. But thank you all for joining the maiden voyage of a live stream on my second channel. And don't get me wrong, I understand I'm not one of the cool kids who's popular enough to have a second channel and all that jazz. That's not the intention here. The intention is to just goof around when I don't want to, let's say, ruin the reputation of my decent content. It's all the same. It's all the same. Hello, Bruce. How are you doing this evening? Wow, these sniffles are going to get old, and sorry. So yeah, this board's a little sad. I should get that out of the way so I can actually see what I'm doing here. This board's a little sad. It's my own board, so I'm going to try and make it happy. Happy little board. I'm going to turn on the soldering iron. I'm going to put some happy little flux on here. That's an odd way about doing it. But I just want to get away some of this gunk that's on here. And it would help if I had my solder close to me. Beep! That means it's heated up. Yes, this is this is the Lousy Content Channel. Hi, Bruce. I am changing the name from Disc 2 to the LC... Wait. Yeah, LCC. Lousy Content Channel. Oh, man. I like that. Hi, welcome to Mac84. You've chosen the Lousy Content Channel. On this channel, we don't do much of anything. Thanks for watching. Please give us the money. That's basically how that goes. Now, this is not going to be my normal, 8-hour live stream extravaganza, so sorry to disappoint. But that's kind of why I put it on this channel, especially because I have a scripted video that I would like to just hang out on my channel as, the latest information. Information? What am I, a news network? The latest content for a while. Yeah, because I don't do that often, I figured. Let's do that. But I also like to document what I do, because I'm going to forget what I do. And this is my own board, but still. I have an SC30 board that looks very much like this, but it still works. Scary, what you're saying, you did the ultrasonic. Yeah, so this is near what Bruce and I like to call the capacitor forest. Because there's all these little teeny tiny capacitors, and you see how much gunk there is in this area. And it looks like this board has not been cleaned at all if you're in this area. However, you travel off to the distant lands of the memory chips over here, everything looks beautiful. Everything looks fan-freaking-tastic. So, yeah, I mean, so this board didn't chime or anything, but the fan spun and, yeah. Obligated to be lousy viewers. I wouldn't go that far. You're all fine viewers, in my opinion. Alright, now where the heck did I put my, there it is. All of the Mac84 charm with the lousy content. How about that? I don't know if I would call it charm. But, anywho. 12 people. It's a record. It's a record. It's really weird, not having, I had to jump through hoops to have YouTube activate live streaming, even though I activated it already. So when I went to live stream and went through the measures of being like, oh yeah, here, you're about to stream, and then it kind of took it away from me. It's like, now you gotta wait 24 hours. I'm like, what the heck is this? So I just kept refreshing the URL, and eventually I tricked it into wanting to work again. And then as I'm going live, it says, oh, that feature's not available. I'm like, well, it's streaming, so you try and stop me. So if the stream just abruptly cuts off or anything, you know exactly why. Because the Google is not happy with me. I have to fix up one of these pads or so. There's just a lot of gunk there. I'm gonna have to get a big heap of what's the word? The metal stuff, the solder. Yeah, here we go. Words are good. I have to get a big heap of that on my iron and just roll it about just to get some of that stuff up. Yeah, those pads are nasty. Ah, yes, good old YouTubes, the tubes. You have to be verified for that. I already gave you my phone number. What's your phone number? Can I go now? No, you're not allowed to stream. Let's just put a lot of solder on the end and go whee. Look at that go. So again, this is my board in LC2. I was working on that raw SCSI video, and this was originally going to be the machine that showed up in there. But since this was being annoying, I went to my LC3, which was fine. The LC3 was a bit zippier, so I guess that worked for that video. And my goodness, that video was fun to put together. Bruce knows how late I was up because I was having conversations with him, and he's like, Steve, I'm gonna go to bed soon. So doesn't that mean that you should be asleep 6 hours ago? Well, that's just an imaginary conversation. Bruce doesn't talk to me that often. I was delusional. Maybe I dreamed it, but essentially, yeah, I didn't get much sleep because I knew my friend Sean from Action Retro was putting out a video just about the raw SCSI as well, and I thought, well, no time like the present. I've been working on this thing for a while. I bought the thing in February. I built it in May. I shot a bunch of footage for it. I meant to, do something with it, and I just, things happen. I never really got around to it. And so I just use it as the kick in my butt to be like, all right, Steven, let's do the thing. And yeah, And I'm not saying it was a mistake, but it sure as heck took a lot of time. But I prefer to go at my own pace because, I mean, it's me. Alright, so those are all shiny. Just reminded everyone, hit that like button, hit that bell, do what you have to do. And what do we have, like 100 subscribers or something like that? So I could start being like one of these kids. Like, my mom gave me her old iPhone, so now I can stream while Daddy's away on the internets. I don't know where this is coming from. This I'm just gonna chalk all of this up to Steve has a potential fever, and he should be asleep. But Steven also has a sickness where he can't sit still and he always has to be doing something. My wife will back me up on this. Those pads look much better now. Let's change the topic. Those pads look much better now. My goodness. These happy little pads. Oh, they look much happier. So I'm curious how bad these are. I mean, they look at this. These look horrible. I mean, look at these. Maybe that's just old flux. I don't know what that is, honestly. But it seems to be burning away. I mean, it can't be good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if this was like 10% worse, I'd be on my ass not doing anything. And be like, I'm dying. I'm dying. You don't even have a fever. I'm dying. Bring me the ice cream. I'm dying. I have an old family story of my grandparents, and my grandfather was sick at one point, and just a cold or whatever. But he was like acting so pathetic. But in order for my grandmother to hear when he needed something, he gave him a bell, and it was like the worst mistake she ever made because every 5 seconds he rang the bell. And so like years, like probably 30, 40 years after this happened in the family, we just joked about, do you need a bell like when you're sick? Because by the end of it, my grandmother probably wanted to shove that bell where the sun don't shine. After all what was going on. Oh, goodness. It really should. It was in there for a half hour, 15 minutes on each side. I mean, I maybe I need more cleaning fluid in there. I mean, the rest of it looked pretty good, but this area was pretty darn nasty. And who knows? I mean, I know we use different. I use different cleaning fluid because that's what Jay recommended. And who knows? Maybe it likes boards that are newer than 2001. But yeah, my expectations were kind of the same, Bruce. I'm like, it shouldn't be that crummy. But, it requires, effort to do things and stuff. This is, LES, low energy stream. Yeah. Speaking of low energy, I'm going to get some tissues before I, slobber all over my hands. So you guys can just, chill. Find some tunes. Get a snack. All 12 of you. I'll be back in, 2 minutes. Whee! He's returned. That's right, you're stuck with me for a little while longer. Ugh. I actually did let it soak for a little bit, but not nearly that long. So yeah, it's probably a candidate for me to have done a better job. But we're here now, and this is my board, so it's not like there's any rush. I just want to see if the darn thing works, because it literally did not do much of anything. And I know this chip is very cranky. Let's take this one off. Steven, why are you taking all the chips off? Because actually that probably, well, let's just refresh the solder on that. Is that a thing? Sure. Bruce told me to do it, so it's a thing. Solder bridge. Why am I adding more solder? Solder bridge. Bridging the solder. Doing the things. And that's way too much on that one. Like we could get that off. For the really crunchy boards. Well, yeah, I should probably do that for this one. There's another one of mine, another LC, surprise, surprise, that is very crunchy. So I probably should do that a bit longer. But I'm just curious if this will spring to life after we clean this up a little bit. These little guys were concerning, just because how nasty they look. We could just, pop those off the board. I mean, do we? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is Mac84 2, disc 2, channel 2. This is all the knowledge goes out the window. Nothing was transferred. I'm a clone of Steve, and because of this, that's gonna be my excuse. I just want to see how bad it is, like, under one of these guys. Because look at all that. Oh, yeah. That's lovely. I don't know. It's what Bruce said. We are the the low cost stream. So you're the low cost audience. This is the budget version of Mac84, and I have a cold, so it's like minimum effort type deal. Just look how nasty this is. You can't even see it because I'm not even pointing the camera at the right thing. That's how low effort this is, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna put that over there. And these are different, so we probably want to, organize them in such a way where I remember which one went where. Maybe, Come on, Steven. You can move the chip with the tweezers better than that. You dork. Turn that way. There we go. All right. All right, and then there's one more of these guys. So let's do that. This is the cool kids club. I don't know how to finish that. We're just hanging here, a bit under the weather, but I wanted to see if this board worked, and I was bored. I mean, regret this later, I'm sure. But this is my own board. This is just an LC2. It's sort of being problematic, so I ultrasonically cleaned it. I know from the look of it, it doesn't look like that, but this probably could have used with a lot more time in the ultrasonic cleaner. And the chip fell over. And there we go. All right, so we're going to put the heat gun down before I burn the house down. The cheap copy tends to have bugs. Yeah, I'm the cheap knockoff circuit board that you get, that you think you're getting a good deal on, and then you find there's like multiple shorts across the entire thing. That's Mac84 channel 2. Clone Steve sniffles. Yes, Mac84 just 2 has a virus. I actually saw a few people on Twitter. I guess they infected themselves with the vintage Mac virus because they were downloading some random things from Macintosh Garden or whatever. And somebody built a disk image, and the other person downloaded it, and they had a virus. I mean, it was a harmless thing. I'm sure it was an emulator, or no, one was in an emulator, and one was, I think, in an actual computer. But yeah, ooh, look at all the solder balls. Yeah, I just found that humorous. So what are we doing? What are we doing? That's right. We are. I'm gonna try and clean up those pads. Just how much gunk and crud was on this board. And this is just, I really laugh when people are like, I don't know if the board has to be recapped. It's a Macintosh Classic. It used to work. But I don't know if I need to recap it. Well, does it turn on? No. But, I just don't know if I have to recap it. Does it smell like fish? Yes. Is there hair around the capacitors? Yes. But I don't know if I need to recap it. I get that all the time. Is this going to be just the Mac84 Rants channel? I guess if I renamed it to that, maybe I'd get more views. Yeah, it's just, yeah. He swears on this one. Oh boy. Yeah, I understand the people who ask those questions are not normally, the most tech savvy people, and that's fine. Nobody has to, people like us are there for people that don't know all that stuff. No worries, Bruce. I'll be here probably. But I just, when you're in the know about this stuff, anybody could be like, any one of us would be like, oh, it's a Mac Classic, it's a Classic 2, it needs a recap. You don't even have to look at the board. You just know. Yeah, that's about, what, 25, 30 years old? Yeah, that kind of needs recapping. Yeah, like yesterday. So, yeah, it just... fun times. And then, people I will never tell somebody not to try recapping it or not to try fixing something yourself, because you learn a new skill, you improve on it, you can handle your own repairs. That's great. It's really, honest and goodness and true. That's the way to do it. But, when your first attempt to fix something is not with a recap kit or a, one of those little solder it yourself kits or whatever, but you're like, you know what? I've turned on a soldering iron before. Let me turn my attention to this priceless Mac Classic that has been in my family for generations. And then you screw it up, and then you come to somebody like me and you go, can you fix it? And I go, yeah, well, because you took all the caps off, it's going to kind of cost a little bit more. And they go, well, that doesn't make sense to me. And I go, here, let me explain why. And then they don't email me back. Is that being too sassy? I'm not trying to be. Again, I'm not trying to throw any shade at people who are trying to do it themselves. I fully encourage you to do that. I would just, as everyone else, Bruce and others would suggest, you want to test your skills on a soldering kit first. You want to get comfortable with the tools they're using before you try and do something that is more difficult than you may expect. Because, it's not fun. Yeah, first hope the battery didn't destroy it, and then recap. These are the tools of the trade. Where the darn heck are my heckin' Q-tips? There they go. He's inventing words here. Oh boy. Yes, I really have had the idea for the second channel for the longest time. And I did a poll on Twitter a while ago being like, should I split the channel just to have a second one just for funsies? And everyone was like, no. I'm okay. And I thought about it again, and I'm like, you know what? If I don't make Mac84 Disc 2, some cheap imitator's going to do it. And it's probably going to be one of my Mac84 friends. So I might as well go ahead and do it. And it doesn't, I don't have to, it's not like I'm not going to stream to the other one. I totally will when I'm not, having a cold or whatever. I figure, in instances like this where I have a video that just went live that's a scripted one that, that doesn't happen too often. I would love to do it more often, trust me, but it doesn't happen that often. Let's be realistic. I'd like to let that just sit and vibe, but I have some other stuff to do. I have some stuff I want to play with, and there's a broken trace. Maybe? No. And let's be honest, it's more fun to do this with the audience than just doing it yourself. Oh, boy. So, yeah, that's... where was I in my rant? I was... I don't want to hear it anymore. Stop it. You're scaring the children. I made so many mistakes when I recapped my first Mac, and that was my Macintosh 2CX. I did not follow any of the advice I'm giving because I was too dumb. I was cocky. I was like, yeah, I got this. I've seen people recap before. Oh, the 8-bit guy, he just twists off the caps. I guess that's how I'm going to do it. And yeah, I had no idea. So when people ask me questions, I'm like, look, I'm skipping you to the front of the class, man. I'm going to let you know what I know and what not to do. And then sometimes they do what I told them not to do. And I'm like, look, I'm not telling you what not to do just because I'm trying to be like, hey, I know all this stuff or an elitist or some crap like that. No, I'm telling you what not to do because I did the stupid thing. And I don't want you to make the same damn mistake. Like, it's not... I'm not trying to, like... oh, that pad almost went wee. I'm not trying to, like, gatekeep or anything. I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm like, look, man, I'll tell you what you need to know. Just don't do the stupid thing that I did. Well, it's funny. So Sean posted on Twitter, he posted a picture of his, a joke. He had a what he called his teleprompter, which was basically, and I've dropped all of my wick. He posted a picture of his teleprompter, and hey, Retro Techie. Sean posted a picture of his teleprompter, and I saw it on Twitter, and then I zoomed in and I saw that he was talking about the Rascuzzy, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually working on a video for the Rascuzzy. I mean, I have been since May, because I bought it in February, I assembled it in May. And so I bought some SD cards. I was going to, set up... I bought a new Raspberry Pi. Not a new one, a used one. And I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this up. And, life happened. I didn't... Oh, there goes that pad. Oh, well. That wasn't an important pad anyway. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. This video had just prolonged itself by 20 minutes. Here's the pad on the other side of the wick. And so he was planning on doing that, and I'm like, you know what? It would be good if I were to release mine around the same time. You get a little boost in YouTube and such. And you know what? I know from talking to him, because I messaged him. I wasn't just gonna be like, hey, surprise! I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna copy you. No, I messaged him. I was like, hey, I'm doing this. I just want to make sure that I'm doing something that's not, a complete copy of what you're doing, because that's boring. I don't care if a video that I do is better or worse than somebody else. If I'm covering the same exact topic with the same exact things, even though I have a bit of a charm, it's going to be boring. It is. So I said, look, I want to cover this aspect of it. What are you really covering of it? And so we had a conversation. And I was like, okay, great. So mine is sort of, I'm going to really focus on the Ethernet connectivity. That was the whole reason I bought the darn thing. And that's really what my goal is for the video. So in the video, I do an overview of like what it is. And some people even said like, oh, you filled in the gaps where Sean didn't. And I know that his wasn't like a whole setup video, so he was just showing it off, and that's great. That's fine. He probably didn't want to get into the weeds of it because I saw him in the Open Retro Scuzzy Discord troubleshooting it, and that's not a fun thing to do. But I happened to just record my entire screen for like 5 hours straight of me tinkering around with this, and I'm like, well, there's, I could incorporate that into something, and that, helped when I was doing the videos. So I said, okay, that's what this is going to be, and I think it turned out great. I stayed up a little late than I should have. I saw the sunrise when I was editing it, but that was fun. I think it worked out well. I had a lot of fun doing it, and Sean is a lot of fun to work with. I'm like, look, I can't, I'm not going to have any footage ready, but I want to link off to your video, so if you send me something, I'll put it in my video, and we're all palsies, as all these people are. They tend to be. I haven't really met one yet who's a jerk or anything, which is good, because who wants to deal with that? But I really enjoy collaborating with my peers, and that's exactly who they are. I don't care if you have 1 billion more subscribers than me, or you have 2 subscribers. If you make good content, you're a nice guy, and you could bring something to the table, and we could collaborate together. I'm always happy to consider that, because it's fun. I had I forget who it was. A few people when I used to post on Twitter a lot, and that's I think how I got a pretty good following on YouTube eventually, because a lot of that transferred over. But I had some people, they had like 50 subscribers or whatever. Hey, can I use a clip of your video, or can I talk about this? And do you want to talk about this? Can I use a clip of you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You're not stealing content. You're not I love when people ask permission, because it's like, if I feel like it doesn't fit, I'll say no. I'm not comfortable with that because X, Y, Z. And 99 times out of 100, people are like, yeah, okay, good, I got you. But it's always nice, because it's like, yeah, I have a picture of an exploded battery. You don't have to explode one if you don't want to. You can use that. Not very PG. No. Yeah, it's hard to keep that stuff at that level when you have collaborators, whether they be Mike or somebody else. But now I have to remember which chips these go, which chip go where. Chips. Yeah, let's view my own video. I know, that's exciting. I said it's a low energy stream, man. That's what you're getting. You like the parts where I was stupid, so they had to dumb down the documentation. Well, it wasn't. So I was talking to the Retro Scuzzy Discord folks the whole time, and if you go to their channel, you'll see I was talking to them the entire time. You could look at the history; nothing's private or anything. I was in the support channel, but there was a lot of documentation that had been outdated, and I know because I do documentation for a living for a software company, and I know how that works. You are in the middle of something, you're developing it, and then something changes, and you're like, yeah, I'll fix that when I fix that. I know how it works, so I'll get to it. And you don't. I mean, that's just how life is. You don't. You forget about it or whatever. And then, since you are the subject matter expert, you know what the thing is. You are sort of blinded by it because you're knee deep in it. So if somebody said, hey, this instruction's wrong, you'll be like, what? And so, it's a bit hard when you're in that situation to take like a 50,000 foot view and be like, oh, I see what we did, because especially, I mean, I was able to set up most of it on my own, but when it got to the Ethernet part, they were like, oh, well, you can actually just run this easy install again. And I'm like, oh, well, the guide tells me to do this. And they're like, yeah, don't follow that. So, it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna ask you guys for help, and I'll contribute screenshots to the wiki, and I have to post a disk image of what I was my setup there, because I don't want anybody to have to go through some of the trouble that I did. And yeah, that was fun. I don't regret it for a second. That was a blast. Those guys are great. Everyone has a good sense of humor there. We got along. And it was one of those things where it's like, look, if I could help in any way to be the guinea pig here, I know all this stuff is very experimental, very early days, but if I could help at all, because my goal in my channel overall, and life in general, is to like dumb down things, not necessarily dumb down, but to take like the mystery out of it, so somebody else can be like, ah, yeah, I don't need to be an expert on this, but I can know enough just to do what I need to do. Because I'm not a Linux enthusiast or anything. I'm not like hardcore with that stuff. I know, as an old colleague would say, I know enough to be dangerous. And so that's pretty much how I could accidentally nuke the the file system. I know enough to be dangerous. But that's kind of just how it was. They had some things that needed improvement. There goes the flux on the floor. And I was helping out with the documentation, and they were providing suggestions and this and that, and like, oh, how did this work? How did you do with this, etc. And yeah, I mean, an excellent project. I mean, I think they're sold out. And between my video and Sean's video, probably most likely to Sean's video because he had way more subscribers and viewers and all that fun stuff. I think they're sold out. But that's I'm glad because it's a great product. It started, in 2016 when the Gimmons or whatever his name was in Japan started it, and it was an open source thing. So they Tony and a bunch of his friends got together and they translated it into English, and now it's the project that we have today. But really cool stuff. I have an idea. How about a react video of Mike watching your streams? How about a react video of his cats watching my streams? The cats will probably fall asleep. My very expensive tissues here, which is nothing but toilet paper. Yeah, man, the tissue market is all a scam, man. Just get some toilet paper. Welcome to Mac84 Conspiracies. The big hair there. Where did that come from? Oh boy. Well, I hope you guys are all having a good evening and just chilling. It's a Monday. Mondays suck. They do. And this chip is just gonna wobble around. Yeah, it's not gonna stay in place. That's to be expected because the chip's gonna do what the chip wants to do. But thankfully, it's a tiny guy. And now it wants to stay put. Again, this is my board, so I'm not being overly neat or anything with it. I want to see if it works, because at one point it did, but that was before the recapping. Actually, no, it didn't work before I recapped it. That was the whole problem. That's why I recapped it. Needs more flux, I think. Hello, Adam. You found the secret second channel. You found it. So I have a bit of a cold today, so I didn't want to set the expectation of a 5-hour stream or anything like that. So I'm just hiding out here. But you told everybody on Twitter. I'm just hiding out here. And we're just working on my own LC2 that needs a little bit of love. I mean, believe it or not, this board went through the ultrasonic cleaner, but it wasn't in there long enough, obviously, because some things still got cruddy. And yeah, so speaking of cruddy, we have a pad that fell off here, but that's okay. We're gonna get that back in line there. Let's take a look at the bottom of this chip. It's a little dirty, but we'll get that cleaned up just a wee bit. Even though it's just an LC2, I'd like to get it to work. Because you never know if I do a trade for a machine or something, or... People people always, it's more of an Instagram thing. I think it's just a younger generation of people always messaging me. You selling this? Do you have this for sale? Do you have that for sale? I'm a collector, aka a hoarder. There's not a lot of stuff for sale. Unless you're trading me something I don't have, I'd consider it. But even then, it's like, let's see, I have 27. This is obviously not a real number. I have 27 Mac Classics. Like, can I give up one? No, I might need that 27th one someday. You know, that's my mentality sometimes. So it's like, you know, it's not really. I mean, at one point, I will likely be deduping some of my collection. Because, I mean, I don't need all of the same ones. Oh, come on, go over there, please. Thank you. No, stay. No, stay. Oh, yeah, we have some exposed dealy there, so that's going to be fun. Let's make sure we don't. I mean, again, this is my board. I'm not going to put the UV solder mask on it or any of that fancy stuff. We're just trying to see. I want to see if this guy will work. And then we have to bridge that pad there. But yeah, I always just find it amusing. It's like these 12-year-olds are asking me if I'm selling something. Even if I was, honestly, with the rate some of these things are selling for, I mean, I'm not going to be a Goldman, but what makes you think I would give it to you at whatever price you're probably thinking? You know. Anywho. I was pleasantly surprised if anybody watches the Retro Maccast, or if you listen to them, they gave me a little shout out. I did that Ross Scuzzy video, and I guess they watched it and they were looking at it, which was nice. That was cool. Those are a good group of guys, James and John. They do a show every Sunday morning. It's a little early for me, so you know, unless I'm like a guest on there, which I've been once or twice, I usually don't wake up at the crack of dawn. But sometimes I just happen to be awake, you know, and I'm like, well, I'm here. My wall of cubes. See, that's funny though. That's funny because like, if I had a wall of cubes, I don't think I'd be in the position I am in. That Steve guy, he retired. He had a wall of cubes. Dang wall of cubes. Let's just try and just go. This is be a bad idea. You probably can't even see this because I don't have my preview up here because I'm a bad streamer. There we go. This channel 2 guy, disc 2 guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, look at that. So we got to go in there carefully with the little cutters and not sneeze and screw up the whole thing. Yeah, I should have just used the scalpel. Good call on that, Steven. Just a little gentle sawing back and forth. The iPod socks. You know, I got those iPod socks at a flea market. There used to be this guy at this particular flea market by me. And he used to get like the junk from Best Buy. I don't know if he was a manager there or he knew a guy or how that situation worked. But essentially he'd get like all the returns. Or at least he'd had it in to get like a lot of the returns. Because he had, the majority of it was just like stuff you know, and they probably changed the policy or whatever. Maybe he couldn't do it anymore. Because, really, Steven? Really? For a while he used to sell that stuff and then he didn't anymore. But essentially he used to get like all the Best Buy returns. And so they'd be like the Dynex brand, which is a Best Buy brand. They'd have like, you know, the Dynex brand, like Apple video adapters and iPod cables and the like. And wow, this is not going my way. And come on. There we go. Let's just get the tweezers oriented in the right way, and we'll continue with the story. And, so he would sell whatever. And he had iPod socks one day. And I just go up to the table and I'm like, you know what? These are kind of silly. I'd like a pair of iPod socks. And I probably, at very most, I probably paid like $5 for them. They were likely $2 or $3 because, they're freaking socks. See if I can hold this down. But yeah, I probably paid that much for it. And they're silly because they're on eBay. I mean, the asking prices is not selling prices, I'm sure, but the asking prices are pretty silly. And I think it's just one of those things where they didn't really sell for a long time. So, but just chisel out the bits you don't need. Well, thank you, Adam. I actually want to put one in my SE30, the magical color SE30 that I'm building. That I'm not so secretive about because I told it on the stream and whatever. But it'd be cool to have that in there. Of course, I bought an Ethernet card for the SE30. Actually, bought 2 of them because I'm an idiot. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just get the Ethernet card for it, and then the SCSI worked. But it's good to have an original Ethernet card if I ever wanted to, or if I could trade that for a part or something like that. It's not one of these. It didn't cost me an arm and a leg. It was a pretty good deal. But we're almost ready to test this board again. Those are the main areas I was concerned about. These chips and this sound chip. I believe it's a sound chip that I'm going to try and put on in a second. Because I have not tested this board since its ultrasonic cleanse. You have a lot of the 68020 in the pads slot. Oh, you mean the FPU? Is that it? I'm not thinking correctly, but sounds about right. Sorry that you see me pick my nose with my tissue, but that's what happens. Alright, so let's look at the bottom of this chip, because, oh, that's cruddy boy. Look at that. Look at that. Well, we're going to clean that up. But yeah, that's the legacy of the iPod socks. And my goodness, I got a lot of my crap from flea markets. I mean, the Quadra 840 AV, $5 from the Trenton Computer Festival flea market. I mean, that was a steal. That was an absolute steal. But at the time, you have to remember, nobody wanted this crap. This was like early 2000s, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Nobody wanted it. What would it do? It was a 68K Mac. I mean, yeah. And this was from somebody who, they would clean out offices and junk. And I've tried to contact them on Facebook because, they stopped going to the shows. I think they were located somewhere in Philly. And so, like, the trip was a little much for them. But they would come in a trailer or whenever. But one of the guys was older. I don't know if he's still around. I sure hope so. They were very nice people. But, I lost touch with them. I reached out on Facebook. I wished the guy happy birthday on Facebook. And I'm like, by the way, you still doing such and such? And, didn't really get a response. But I understand. You don't want to... Just trying to be nice about it, but... But that's, geez. I mean, there was also, and I wish, it was one of those things you regret a decision. And I don't have many vintage regrets because, I have a lot of crap and, I've been very fortunate to grab stuff when I had. But I had $5 left and I was with my dad. Yeah, I was with him at one point. I think, yeah, he went with me. I forget what year it was, but my dad went with me. And I had like $5 or $10 left in my pocket. And there was the guy who I was referring to with just a buttload of Macs. He just had a sea of beige machines. And I didn't know which one to pick. And Apple's numbering scheme doesn't really make it easy. What the hell is the difference between 7200, 7500, 7600, etc. And so they had an LC3, which I already had like a few of. But when I opened the lid, it had like this huge board on the back that took up where the PDS slot was, and then it like took up the rest of the board. I have no idea what that board was. I don't have any pictures of it. I wish I did. But I was looking at the machines, and it was between that and a workgroup server 7200, and I got the workgroup server 7200. But I would, I always, I should have just, I don't know. But I regret not getting the other one because it would have been cool to see what the heck it was. And I didn't know the difference between these things. You threw a black ADB keyboard in the trash. Oh my goodness, that's sad. I know you didn't realize what you were doing, but well, maybe you did. Maybe you just wanted to make me cry. What am I doing again? That's right, the fixing stuff. But yeah, that was that's just one of those things. I have no idea what that board was. Maybe it was a video board. Maybe it was an upgrade board. I don't know. I've seen similar pictures of boards like that, but I can never know for sure what it was. And my goodness, I mean, this was, again, nobody wanted this stuff. It was pretty affordable. If I knew any of this stuff, and I mean any of it, would have been worth a lot, I would have, spent all my, Christmas, birthday, graduation money, all that stuff. Which honestly, mostly I did. Let's be honest here. 90% of my saved up money went towards all these old crummy computers that nobody wanted at the time. Where's my toothbrush? Did it fall down? Yes, it did. But yeah, I mean, I'd sort of an inkling that hey, this stuff is cool. I like it. But I didn't think oh, it's gonna be super rare. But at one point in 2008, 2009, I considered selling a lot of it because I'm like, what am I going to do with this stuff? Some of it is going up in value slightly. Maybe it's time to get rid of it. I'm glad I didn't. My goodness. Oh yeah, it was the Apple Design one. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't realize they're worth anything. I mean, it makes you feel better. I had around that time, what was it, 2007, 2008, 2009. Hey, Toby, that's cool. I love the 4400. It's an odd machine, but I like it. Around the time of that, I had gotten a Macintosh SE, or maybe it was a Plus, whatever it was. I got one of them from an acquaintance at high school. Basically, they're like, "Hey, I have this thing. It doesn't work. Do you want it?" And it had a Happy Mac burned into the CRT. It was not a well kept Mac. And I'm pretty sure knowing what I know now, I'm pretty sure there was a memory issue with it or whatever, and then eventually probably the battery bombed on it. But I remember turning it on, and there was no video, so maybe there was a bad solder joint or whatever on the analog board, something. But I didn't know what I know now. I was afraid of the CRT. I was like, it's gonna zap me, so I didn't even open it up or anything. And I remember trying to sell them on Craigslist for $10 each. Nobody wanted them. And so I think I lowered the price to $1 each. And I kind of regretted it as soon as somebody messaged me an hour later, be like, "Yep, I'll take both of them." And I'm like, "Huh? What?" I probably still have the email of them somewhere. I wonder if I reach out to them and be like, "Hey, do you still have the thing? Did it ever work?" Oh, we have a sort of a rough trace there. See if we can fix that up. But yeah, I mean, it's not a huge regret because I have a Plus now. I have an SE now. I don't need another one. But, just when at the time you're like, I didn't need it, or didn't have the space, or I was moving, etc. But yeah, it happens. Alright, so where did we put that chip? Did I just put the board over the chip? Or did I just there it is, it's over here. Alright, so let's see. I'm still scared of CRTs, yes, they frighten me. You weren't too happy when you were playing around with that studio display, Jay. No, siree, you were not. You were like, my goodness. This thing has a lot of grounds I'm not going to connect. Is that bad? And I'm like, yep. Okay. Alright, so which orientation does this chip go back on? Because I have to refer back to my thing. Alright, so there's the little notch there, so it should go on. Theoretically, it should go on like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, very cool, Adam. Yeah, it's funny because there's I guess because they use them in like you know, point of sale systems and stuff like that. That sometimes, you know, those CRTs end up in those terminals, and they're sometimes they're compatible with Macs. So that's pretty cool. Hulkintosh. Yeah, someone else did that on Instagram. I saw they have the green Mac84 case, and this is gonna need a lot more flux. And they added a green phosphor CRT to it. And you know what? It's not something I would really do because it's just me, personal preference type thing. But I think it looks cool. If that's what you want to do, it's yours. You know, as long as you aren't smashing it with a sledgehammer, I don't really care how you use it or what stickers you put on it or how you modify it. You know. But I think a lot of people get very creative with these systems, and it's very cool to see. Because one of the things I used to love about like looking at the old Mac Addict magazines and stuff is once in a while they'd have like the modders corner or the page or whatever, and of course it would be these eccentric people that had like hundreds of dollars to burn, and they'd like shove a G4 motherboard in an LC3 or something like that, and paint it black, give it flames and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, I want to do that, but I have no money or cool parts. But you know, it was cool. I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I always think of those, like those little contests and things that they had in those magazines. I mean, that was the stuff that I thought was the neatest. People modifying things, because it was all about the machine that you had and getting the most mileage out of it. And obviously, I was a kid. I didn't have much money. I didn't have a job yet, so it was like, you know, seeing people play around with those machines. I lived through those magazines. Like, oh, I can't afford that, but you know this. And I will never forget this because it had such an impact on me. It just shows how much of a dork I am. In one issue of Mac Addict, you know how they would have the CDs, or if you don't, they did have these CDs that they would include in the magazine. So for the price of the magazine, you got a disc full of shareware and all that stuff. And on that disc was a soundbite titled, "Does anybody want a free G3?" Like a G3 tower, and I think the beige ones had just come out, or maybe it was the blue and white ones. But the soundbite was called "Anyone Want a Free G3?" or something to that effect. And it was one of those sound files that you double click, it plays the sound. And it was just a soundbite of a guy going, "Oh yeah!" Like, of course I want one. And I just, like, I always was thinking it, because I'm like, man, I'd love a G3. You know, it's so much faster than the machine I have. Like, it would be so cool. I didn't even know the technical advantages of it. But, you know, you're a kid. You want the coolest stuff. And I just think of that, you know, especially, like, the prices of these things and the desire to only get certain machines. It's like, pretty sure nobody wants, like, that G3 iMac that's just sitting in the corner collecting dust, you know? But, all right, let's see if we got all the pins connected to the thingies, because that's embarrassing when you don't. I'm going to tilt the microscope. We're going to go for a bit of a tilt. And I'm going to have a good look. See if I messed anything up. Entirely possible. You know, my videos are too long. What do I know? It would help if I had my multimeter. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, you restore something, and it's like, okay, well, that project's done. What else do I want to do? All right, so let's try and. There we go. No, wait. How did I get the focus there before? Close enough. Sorry if it's out of focus on your end. I'm just seeing on my end here. Beep. I need to get better probes. The other multimeter I have better probes, but it has a delay on the continuity mode, and it just really irks me, because it's like, I want to know instantly. like I don't want to hang around and wait. And so I don't use it much. Although I did buy it, I was sort of like, not that I regret the purchase, because it can do more things than this multimeter can, and for those purposes it's fine. But it was just like, I should have maybe picked another one, but it's gonna be a tough one. Maybe it's just off camera, you might not even be able to see this. I could barely see it. Hey, how about that? They all touch. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to scrub this with a toothbrush because there's a lot of flux there. We just put a little splash of alcohol there. What are we cooking? A little splash of wine in there. I'm going to scrub dub. And we're out of focus, I know. Sorry. That needs its own cleaning. But I probably put too much alcohol on here, but it'll dry off fast. And this chip was just filthy. It really had gunk all over it, to the point where Bruce was like, "You said that was ultrasonically cleaned?" I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay, it's that bad. But yeah, there was a lot of gunk under that chip. I think everything just poured out of this little capacitor forest and found its way under that chip, and then made things unhappy. But what's going on in the chat? Just scroll up. I think the only thing I remember from the old magazines was going on about how Vista was going to be so amazing. A Performance Tower should check out the one I'd sell if it works. I was going on about the launch of the Mac84s are coming up, the warranty expiration. They were going to tell you all the cool things you could do with them. Like, with 6300 in the box. Haven't looked at it yet. Oh, nice. You see Bruce's... Yes, I was watching with bated breath. I will let Bruce do his updates, but I think we're on the right track as to figuring out what the issue potentially may be with that board. So not going to spoil anything. Let Bruce and Kai reveal what they've figured out and such. But chatting with Bruce fairly recently, there's hope. There is hope, which is awesome. And I have one of those boards, but I wasn't going to assemble it before Bruce did. I'm not that silly. I mean, let Bruce do it. He knows what he's doing. I'm just a guy with a cotton swab and a soldering iron poking at things. Well, don't tell that to my clients. Just trying to... Any smudges or anything weird on this board. Just trying to clean up, because this didn't work before. It was unhappy when I tried to turn it on. So, I mean, as you saw when we took those chips off, there was a heck of a lot of gunk. So, I mean, there could have been solder balls, something was making a bad connection, something was shorting out, etc. And this will probably go for another ultrasonic clean. Because why not? But yeah, we're going to test it in a minute. How long will we be going here? An hour? I didn't expect to be at this that long. But again, this is my own Classic 2, LC2 board. Let's see if it'll get going in a moment. We didn't take off this guy here, but it didn't look as bad. I mean, it was between two caps, but hopefully he's okay. Ah, yes, Longhorn. Longhorn. I remember my friend had a beta of Longhorn. This is how dorky we were. So I was in high school, and I forget what grade I was in, but he was like a grade ahead of me. I think he was 1 grade ahead of me. And he was an avid computer guy. And he had a copy of Longhorn Beta. And he was going on about it and everything. Oh, look, you can almost make out the serial number of this board before it got all washed away. Let's see if we could read that properly for posterity. Well, let's take a look at that. So we got B42310. Looks like a U XD. I'm gonna write this down because I'm not gonna remember. Where's my notepads? We'll type it down. No, maybe. No. Let's take a look again. I did have a pen here. Oh, here I have some tape. Here we go. We have tape. I need a writing utensil. The teachers would somehow make us say, I need a pencil. You need a writing utensil. Yeah, the same thing, lady. I need something to write with. Use one of these guys. I will answer your question in a moment, Toby. That's a good question. Alright, so B4. You sunk my battleship. 2, 3. And then looks like a 1. And you're like, how is he seeing this? I don't know if it's visible to you. So it looks like a 1. And then this looks like a 0 or a Q. It's like a 0 or a Q and then a 1. Another 1. And then there's a X D 79B. That's for the LC2. So again, that is B as in boy, 4, 2, 3, 1, 0 or Q or something like that. 1 XD79B. Excellent. All right. Next year, 11. Do you or anyone else know of a good ultrasonic cleaning tutorial? Well, Bruce was working on one. I don't know what the status of that is. I was gonna do one, but Bruce is so good at this stuff. I was like, well, let him do the tutorial. He knows what he's talking about. I'm just gonna be like, this is the one I got, and it does the thing. But Jay gave me the name of the chemical that he uses to clean it. So basically, if you fill that up with distilled water, you're not going to hurt anything. The trick, the real quick and dirty thing about the ultrasonic cleaners is you have to have fluid in them. If you don't, you could ruin the dealies that make all the vibrations. So you want to have the fluid in them. You do not want to use tap water. You want to use distilled water. Thankfully, distilled water is cheap. It's like $1 for a gallon. And you want to fill it up pretty much to the top. Your instruction manual or whatever will tell you the minimum that you have to fill up or whatever. But basically, you want to fill it up pretty much to the top. And you want to put some sort of solution in there, like a cleaning solution. So, Jay sent me a link to this electronic cleaning fluid. And I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but essentially it's this fluid that's meant to specifically be safe for cleaning electronic parts. And that's what I use. And to be totally honest, I have some instances where I have to clean the board a second time, and I don't know if it's just the balance of water, distilled water versus cleaning fluid is not ideal, or if it's just the particular board I'm using is so far gone, or the fluid has been kept in there for a while, because you could keep the cleaning fluid in there for multiple times. I've probably cleaned like a dozen boards or so with the same fluid in there until the water gets really murky and it starts to get really disgusting. You don't really have to clean it out right away. At least on my model. I don't know how big of a tank you have, etc. But, there are these little rules for each of them. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Yeah, that's what it was. The Branson EC or whatever. As far as, like, the measurement of, like, how much that's used versus the in comparison to the distilled water and all that. I don't have the specifics. I think I used like a measuring cup and I put in like a good amount, but maybe I just don't have enough cleaning fluid. But yeah, I mean, that's just some of the basics there, I'm sure. There were great tutorials online, I'm sure, but for electronics, as long as you have that fluid, as long as you clean it. Now, the biggest thing is you have to rinse things. This board was not rinsed, and that might have helped it. After I did the ultrasonic cleaning, I rinse the boards in, depending on, if you could still get alcohol, 99% alcohol. You could either rinse them in that, or you could rinse them in distilled water. And the idea is to just get off some of that cleaning fluid so it's not sitting on the board. I didn't do that with this case. I should have. And if it goes in the cleaner again, I will. But essentially, you want to get that stuff off. And then you want it to dry. You can either put it on an oven, like a toaster, at a very low setting. The reason I say a toaster is because a lot of ovens don't go under 100 degrees. You want to dry the board. You want to make sure the plastics don't melt. But what I do, if it's a sunny day, I'll just bring the board outside. I'll just put it in the sun. I will, maybe do a few hours like this, do a few hours like that, just let it dry, and then I'll use that electric duster I have. It's like sort of like compressed air, and just go. You have to make sure you get in the new bus slots and the SCSI ports and everything, back and front. Just get all the liquid out of there. And there's nothing on here, and just make sure you get everything out, and you're good. So, that being said, feel free to keep the questions coming about the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll be happy to assist you there. I can't even. It's probably more than a dozen, Bruce. I can't think of the last time I cleaned that thing out. I think it was when I moved. Yeah, when I moved the container in there, I think I emptied it because it was so wobbly. Water was getting everywhere, and I'm like, let me just empty it. I don't know how many times I did that. It's probably an embarrassing number. You can totally rinse it with alcohol. Once it comes out, to clean it off. If you don't have alcohol, I know it's still scarce in some areas. You could use distilled water, but either way works. So a video of someone showing that they didn't degas the water and they put some aluminum in there and it ripped holes in it. So the aluminum bit is if you put like aluminum foil into an ultrasonic cleaner, you'll see it pokes little holes in that, and that's just the way the ultrasonic process works. It pokes holes in things, and because that is so small, is making that thing. I don't know if that would really hurt the board. I mean, you degas the water. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the alcohol will leave streaks, and you gotta clean it with a little toothbrush. I'll just get some IPA and clean it, when the board is out. I'm just gonna put this fan over the area that we ran the we put the alcohol on. It's dry already, but just doing that. But yeah, Jay and Bruce know more about ultrasonic cleaners than I do. I basically asked them all the questions and retained some of that knowledge. But we're gonna see if this board wants to work, and we don't have a good PRAM battery. I know, Bruce. I need to get one. I have a 9-volt battery. Is that gonna work? Actually, this battery right here. Let's test the voltage on it. I have to shove this keyboard over here so it doesn't. Where's the cable for this? Why is this so tight? Oh, innuendos. All right, let's move this over here. So I have 3 PRAM batteries. This is gonna be exciting, especially since I'm not gonna move the camera because the thing's probably gonna disconnect. We're just gonna see. Let me sit up here. If any of these have a good charge on them. The Quadro 650 needed detailing after it was done drying. It had alcohol streaks. Hey, Frank, how's it going? I got a sniffle stream here. But I was curious about this board, and I thought, you know what? Let's just do a stream, but we'll do it on the other channel, so we don't get too much attention. All right, so this board here, this battery here, is toast. It's got no charge. This is a newer battery. Hey, look at that! I think we have a battery that's, oh my goodness, 3.6 volts. I have a working PRAM battery and another one. So this is a Saft one from, how old is this? 99? Are you serious? No, that can't be the date on it. I mean, it's a code. I don't know if it's good or not. But I'm going to put stickers on them. So these two work. So we have a EcoCell lithium battery. And this Saft branded one. It looks like an older one to me. But, I mean, they tell me from their ratings that they are working. So I'm gonna put some tape on them so I remember which ones are working, because I'm not gonna leave these in the machine. But you know, when I'm doing testing and stuff, I want to know. Like, oh, where's that PRAM battery that works? Here we go. See, if I found these earlier, and Bruce wouldn't have had a cameo in my Rascuzzy video. So, everything happens for a reason. When the PRAM battery is soldered onto the Mac2, still have... Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's funny. Still had some voltage on it. That's great. Alright, we're going to test this thing. I'll probably disappear, because nobody wants to hear me sniffle that long, do you? Alright, so all these cables are plugged into this thing. So here's my, if I can unplug the SCSI cable, there we go. This is my LC3 that I recapped for that raw SCSI video because you needed it. You can see the battery holder there and such. So I'm going to take this board out. Let's see if we can move the camera without it disconnecting. This camera is a loose USB thing, and it has a tendency to want to fall off of this mount because it's not a camera mount. It's like it's designed to hold a phone, and this is certainly not a phone. Maybe, yeah, you get a crotch shot of me, sorry. So this is my LC3 board. I'm going to take the memory module out of here. Not leaving it until you see smoke. I'm going to take the fan out of here, because sometimes you can't push the board forward enough when you have the fan there. And this is the power supply that Jay fixed, so thank you very much, Jay, for fixing the power supply. And we have one plastic clip broken on this board, so that'll actually let us move this forward a bit easier. Would help if I unplug the power. Here we go. I'm just going to lift that board up. We should have disconnected the speaker and the fan, but Steven's obviously not thinking clearly today. Okay, so here we have our lovely LC2 board. We were just taking some stuff off of here and tidying it up. This was out of the ultrasonic cleaner, but it needed a little cleanup. I'm going to put it in the case, then I'm going to double check some things. This is a Performa 400 board, also sold as the LC2. The Performa 400 was the home or the business name of it, or whatever the heck Apple was doing at the time. I get confused myself. But I picked this Performa 400 up from, I think this is the one, maybe, I don't know, that had rust all over it. That had the rusty hard drive. I did a video about it, unboxing a Performa. This might have been that Logic board that was in there. It worked. Just the sound was all like hiss, hiss, hiss. All that fun stuff. Old board crap. So I'm going to put in the battery. Put the other battery here. And I'm just going to... It's going to be in the case, so I had to refocus the microscopy. Where's the thingy? Where's the thingy? Where's the thingy? Turn the light back on. Just make sure I got everything correct here. I got 5 LCs for $5 each. I removed the floppy drives and used for repairing other Macs and sold the husks for $20 each. Yeah, Adam, you seem to be buying and selling more than I do, which is more power to you. Unless you're talking about a while ago. That's a good price, though. Alright, let's just make sure that these chips are in the right orientation. And the way we're going to find that out is by just looking at the pictures I took before. So this chip, yeah, that's, oh, well, actually I have to sneak into my previous video footage here. All right, that's the big chip we lifted off. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. And where's the keyboard? It would really help if I have a keyboard tray for this desk. It would be awesome if I installed it. But, oh no, that's me cleaning off the pads. That's way too early. Just keep moving along. Keep moving along. I just don't want to fry these little chips that are on the board if they're installed the wrong way. And I'm pretty sure I checked this, pretty good before I put them back on. Alright, so the Apple logo is supposed to face... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. So this is next to that. Yeah, that one's in the right orientation. And then there's the one right under that. Did I take the... Yeah, I took them off one after the other. And this one... Where's that guy? Is that guy over here? Yeah, there he is. And that's supposed to be... Yeah, that's right. Alright, cool. So I think we're good. Sorry, just reading up here. Needed money for the Lisa parts. Oh, nice. I came from a salvage yard. Wow. That's a good find. A very good find. Alright, and then I just want to double check this one because they both look similar. And I don't want to take any chances. Here we go. So the one with the 120 on it? No, that's the other one. There we go. So this 3-4 dude, that is next to that. Yep, we're good. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna power this sucker on. Maybe get a... Do I have the other camera? No, I guess we'll use this one. I guess so. Big thanks to Justin Morgan again. I know he's probably not on the stream because it's on the second channel or whatnot. But I got the little part he sent for the microscope for the light, and I found some screws that fit in there, and I am just so happy that this is sturdy once more. Because my goodness, was that driving me bonkers. Kept putting tape on there and all this crap, and that was stupid. But I mean, you deal with what you deal with when you got to do the thing. So all right, there you get a good. Yep, you don't need to see me. I was gonna say get a good view if this thing explodes. Let's tuck the wire under there so it doesn't have a mind of its own as much. And yeah, apply power to this sucker. Let's see what happens. Where's this power cord? So we got a battery in there. We learned how to battery, hopefully. Got a speaker, got a floppy drive, and let's see what happens. What do you guys think? Hey, Justin is here. Look at that. Thank you so much, Justin, for the bracket metal thing, guy. Very much appreciated. It would help if I learned how to battery, but I didn't know how to learn how to power socket. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, sir. All right, let's see if this turns on. Fan spin. I heard the speaker pop a little bit, but that was it. Let's try it again. Yeah, no chime. That's what it was doing before. Do I have a video cable? Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. They're paying the butt if this thing still didn't work. I mean, there's a lot of grime on here, so who knows. Might need some memory sims or whatever the heck. The flashy setup must be nice and rich and famous. Yeah, YouTube. Yes, I did double check I double checked the chip orientation for all the chips. Chips. Is this capture thingy plugged in? Maybe, kinda. Yeah, it's plugged in. Wait, did I do the thing with the VGA goes to there? And this has to be on there. My sinuses are bothering me too. If you can't tell, well, I'm sick, I think. My wife gave me a lovely sickness that she had. We're friends. And, yeah. Okay, so no chime. This is what it was doing before, but the board looked a lot worse. Why isn't this video? Oh, I'm on the wrong input because I'm an idiot. That's right. It's VGA to the scaler, which is HDMI. So on this monitor, it would be DVI. And let's switch to the. Well, I don't know if it's actually gonna. This whole computer setup is a bit odd. Let's see. Is it even detecting the? Yeah, it is detecting the capture dealie. Cool. Because if I switch between resolutions, it should flicker for a second. Let me put this down here, and we'll get a menu. Yeah, so that's working. Right, let's turn this off. We have a keyboard. Yeah, we have a keyboard. Let's do the old. How is this all tangled? Well, I know how, but it's an LC2, Bruce. But we did test the battery. It seemed to have had a charge, but who knows? No, we don't need to put the heat gun on again. Oh, it needs the video memory. I have that. I took it out. It's right here. Thank you, Bruce. I did have that while I was testing before, so I know it did have that. Hold on. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? That's right. I forget about these guys. Here it is. I swear, I would have known this if I wasn't sick. Alright, so let's put in the video. Let's see if it's... well, the monitor detected a resolution there for a second. Got a green line in the monitor, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything because we're going through the scaler. Still nothing. Let me turn this off for a second. Let me plug the keyboard in because you don't want to hot plug ADB, man. You get some nasty comments on Reddit. Picked up a webcam for showing me won't focus on my face, which is really weird because it's sold for video conferencing. That is weird. Hey, Eric. Thank you very much for stopping by. I recognize your avatar from Twitter. Let's reset the PRAM for no frickin' reason. That'd be funny if that worked. I mean, I looked at this board, kind of, under a microscope. I didn't really see anything that was, like, coming out to me like, oh my god, there's a problem. But, again, although it's been ultrasonically cleaned, there was some questionable things about the board. Processor's getting not really warm. Let's try that other PRAM battery. Both of them showed voltage, but who knows? Who knows? I like the LC3 better. It's not as problematic. At least it's not now. It was. This is not happy. I mean, it could be the VGA to whatever the heck adapter. We got another one here. Got a ViewSonic boy. Why did I call it a boy? I don't know. We all like the LC3. I was trying to plug this into here. Yeah, I am fading fast. Let's open up the little door. We got all them switcheroonies. So we got 1, 4, and that's it. 1 and 4 should be 640 by 480. Let's give it a go. Yeah, I have to do that mod for my LC3 to bring it up to an LC3 Plus. I actually own an LC3 Plus. I think I recapped that and it wasn't happy. But I have to recap it again. And that was like when I didn't even have a microscope. I was dumb and stupid. Unless this is one of the boards that like I took off a cap from the bottom to like help fix somebody else's board and I just totally forgot about it. That would be such a thing that I would do. So let's take a look at that. Hello, Wells. Thank you very much for joining. You found the secret Steve has a cold, but he's still trying to be productive stream. As you could just tell from me sniffling there. Well, let's just take a look at the bottom of this old board here. Let's switch back to, I guess, this one. I know it's possible, but my vision sucks. I mean, there's a lot of like empty spots where caps will go on here. Usually, what I'll do is I'll write with a little marker and be like, I'll write the value of the cap that I took off. But this was ultrasonically cleaned, so if that was the case, there goes that idea. But I don't see anything missing. Honestly, if one of these was missing, it probably wouldn't have caused an issue unless it was, you know, in a problematic spot. I mean, never mind. That could be said for pretty much anything. Yeah, you can remove that thing; it'll work fine. Genius advice there, Steven. Absolutely stunning, genius advice. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I've got the COVID. No, I do not. I am protected against it to a degree. And then I got well, my wife got sick from her brother. Her brother had a cold, and she got sick. And she was sick for like a few days, and she got the test, and they're like, "Nope, you don't got the COVIDs." And then I got sick, so, and I don't go anywhere. I sit at home in my basement and tinker around with this crap. So, if she didn't have it, then I don't think I got it. Oh wait, there might be a pin touching another pin, just slightly, just some slight pin touching. These pins are in cahoots, I say. I mean, I don't know if they're actually touching, but it's on the processor, and they're kind of close to each other. Yeah, I don't think that was touching, but I'm gonna nudge it out of the way just in case. No touchies. No touchies. No touchies. That'd be funny if they were touching, because it didn't look like they are, but they totally could have been. They totally could have been doing something a little fishy. A little fishy. Forbidden. Don't make me laugh. Forbidden pin love. I am so making that a shirt of like a Motorola processor, and there's like pin. I am totally stealing that idea, Frank. I'm sorry. I'm totally stealing that idea. Forbidden pin love. Oh god, I'm such a dork. We all are. I'm in good company. Alright, let's try it again. And demonetized, yep. We still don't got no chime. Yes, sir. You get the finder's fee t-shirt. Forbidden pin love. Maybe you just say forbidden love and it just shows the pins. I mean, people will know. Well, if they were buying the shirt, you would know. I'd try the other battery just for battery giggles. Just for battery giggles. I mean, if those pins on the CPU were touching, then that's not good. Hopefully, it didn't short anything out, because that would have sucked. I should be looking at this with the microscope. What the heck am I using my eyes for? I got better eyes. I got eyes that look better. That can see the things with the... You know what I mean. Let's see. See, this is where it was touching. There. And then there was one more there. There was one more there. There was actually... Well, they looked like they were touching. I mean, I don't know. They didn't tell me they were holding hands. There was no chaperone present. These guys all good? You guys all good? You guys touching where you're supposed to? None of y'all wiggling? Next thing I'm going to do is probably take this chip off, because this is like... the whatever chip. It does the smarts. It has smarts in it to make computer go. That's what I know about that chip. let's try this again. Fever-stricken entertainment. Yes. Well, I have a goodie coming in the mail, and since there's only 19 of you, my goodness, there's only 19 of you here. I'll give you a hint. So I purchased a Macintosh portable from my good friend Frank in the chat here, who you have no idea who I'm referring to because he has a different username. But use the process of elimination. So if your name is not Frank, then you know it's not you. But essentially, he had a Macintosh portable that was sitting in his closet for 5 or 6 years or something like that. And it was in an unknown or previously did work state, or I don't know. And so I traded in some goodies for it. And it's on its way. It was supposed to arrive today. And then FedEx is like, nah, you don't need it that quickly. It's going to arrive on Wednesday. But I'm going to do a live unpacking stream on the normal channel, assuming I'm not bedridden. And that'll be fun, hopefully. Fever Steve. Fever Stream. Yes, thank you for smashing the like button. Those pins are touching. And chapter 1 Steve doesn't... Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna live unbox that. Why am I looking through the microscope? I'm gonna live unbox it because obviously I'm very, 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 very invested in whether the machine works or not, or has arrived in multiple pieces. Hoping it'll be fun. We're gonna reset the PRAM just for funsies, just for funsies. I know, odds and ends. It was very risque. At least it wasn't you, UPS. Yeah, hopefully they don't let an elephant sit on this one, because that's what happened to the poor PowerBook 2400. They just let elephants into the postal areas, and they just sit on whatever the heck they want. Alright, let's do a thing here. Do I have more VRAM? Sure I do, but... See, the lights come on the keyboard, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Do I have more VRAM? Does this take the same VRAM as, like, the Quadra? Yes, no, maybe so. So this is actually a 512K video memory module. That's cool. I'm not going to put it in. I just want to look at it. This is 4.8 display VRAM sim. I think it's from a Quadra, but I don't want to hurt it if it's I mean, it'll fit in the slot, but I know some of them no, it will not. You packed that thing well. I'm a witness to that, my friend. I'm a witness to that. The sims are all the same. Use it. Alright, Adam, if it blows up, it's not going to make any difference. This machine is like... It's like, kill me, please. Yeah, it's not chiming either, which is obviously concerning. But I don't know. This thing was weird. It's all sorts of weird. There could just be a bad trace I didn't even, like, see. Virtually crucified for backpacking. Alright, let's take a look at this board under the microscope while we're not, focused on specific areas. Because there could be just like an easily identifiable thing that I'm just like, derp, 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 not looking at. Hurdy, hurt. Who are these voices of, Steven? I don't know. They live in my head, and they sometimes come out and party. Not a good party, but a party nonetheless. They bring snacks. Mac84 Fever Stream. Now with more obscure things. Is he alright? Probably not. Should I call someone? Yeah, but what's the fun in that? I'm missing the chat. I gotta scroll up. I didn't expect like 20 people to be here. My goodness. My goodness. UPS destroyed a monitor I bought. I have cam footage of them kicking the box across my yard. That's dumb. They suck. I think that's 5. They also stole my iPhone XR in transit from Apple. My goodness. That sucks, Zodium. Ooh. That's horrible. Ouch. I'm glad we didn't ship it UPS. You sure the power supply is good? Yes, Jay fixed it, and that same power supply worked on my LC3, which I accidentally left on for like 24 hours. So, that's good. It's good. Did you live under power lines as a kid? Why? Alright, so let's look at this board. There's a logic board of logic. So we get some happy little computers here. Let's make sure things are still a little goop. Got some goop there. Let's get yield multimeter of thing. Where'd it go? It was over here. I moved it. There it is. Oops. Mackie fell down. Sorry, Mackie. Ordered a phone from Moto. They refused to let Moto correct a mistyped label and had to beg UPS to come let me pick it up. Oh, that's fun. I accidentally did that too. Well, not accidentally, but I ordered something and it was shipped to my address, but they missed me. Like I wasn't there, so I had to go pick it up. But my address was not updated on my license yet, so there was no way I could prove that I lived there. And I didn't realize that until I'm standing, waiting in line to pick up the package. But you know what? A high school friend of mine worked at UPS. And he's like, oh, hey, Steve. He didn't even look at it. He just gave me the thing. I'm like, thank goodness he was there. How lucky was that? Because otherwise, I would have not had that thing. I would have had to have them redelivered or whatever. All right, what am I doing here? Where's the thing? Where's the... Alright, so this should go here. Yeah, it does. Cool. We're just checking stuff. Left an Apple II Plus turned on by mistake. Came back to reefer stench. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, that's not fun. We got a little leftover solder here. We're gonna get that off the board. There's probably a lot of that here. And especially in this area, because there's so much crud. Alright, so we're just testing the caps. Make sure they're on the right way, I guess. I don't know. Let's look around the board. Let's take a tour around the board. So this chip is questionable because, I mean, just look at it. I mean, that's just flux, but I don't know. These are it's like the Classics egret chip or whatever it's called. It's basically smart, and it needs to work correctly. Well, a lot could be said about that. Look at all the nuggets of joy you're getting in this stream. Steve said that chip is smart and it needs to work correctly. That's why he recaps the things. Not really seeing any anything weird going on here. I mean, this side of the board looks so clean compared to the rest that I wouldn't necessarily expect to find a problem here unless there's like a loose chip or something. Reef. That's gonna be our band name, Frank. That's so we're. You know, after I give up this streaming gig, we're gonna hit the road, man. And our hit single is gonna be "Forbidden Pin Love." Oh boy. Why is Steven giggling to himself? He's sick. Leave him alone. That's funny. This little trace goes wee and then just goes bye bye. Oh, we got some crust there. not going to spend too much longer on this because I'm getting tired. Probably going to call out of work tomorrow. First time I've ever done that in the many years I've been there. So that's going to be fun. Come on, little LC. You don't want to be happy today? Why? Did somebody make you unhappy? Look at all this crud around here. Oof. It's just hiding in these vias here. Ooh, yeah, that via's fun. Look at all the crud that was in there. I'm gonna test the continuity of that bad boy. Oof. Up in reefer smoke. Funny. Yeah, it's fine. I wonder if that... Yeah, okay. Where else could there be a problem? I mean, come on. The chip was sort of like... Oh, you guys cracked me up. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Ah, boy. This is where I would expect to find some bad traces or something, because this was just... The whole area was just bleh. You know, looked horrible. They probably would. I have to... I know I always say, like, I'm not, like, really a big fan of Retro Bright, and just because I haven't done it before, and something I have to do, it's another thing I have to do. But I would like to do it for certain things. My Macintosh 2 is very yellowed. I mean very yellowed. And just one of those things that, yeah, if one of these days... Oh, was that a solder bridge? Yeah, look at that. Let's not touch that. Let's just see. Nah, it wasn't making... Maybe it was. Who knows? But that's one of the things I'd love to do. Just not, you know... It's not on my priority list. Tons of other crap I gotta do first. Like finish recapping all my 68K Macs. Ooh, there's a lot of gunk under here. Making sure all those pins are on. Ever since I fixed that Daystar upgrade from Sean, I've been like, is all the processor pins actually touching where they should? Ooh, look at this guy. A wee bit of corrosion on him. We can't see. Oh, what'd I do? Sorry. That's true. Now, do you do the retro brighting with the salon cream and all that stuff, or you just shove it outside under the sun? Because I've heard that could be done. I don't know, like, how successful that is versus the other or whatever. Like, I really, other than just from seeing other people do it on YouTube, I haven't really looked them up. I haven't really done my research or anything like that, but... Yeah, this is becoming less fun by the second. Because I am not seeing anything that would lead me to believe that there's a problem with this board. Worked a bit. Oh, okay. Oh, you're very welcome, Joe. Did it come yet? I hope it's everything that you you hoped it would be. I mean, I tell you, I'd be lost without mine. I mean, yeah, they're pricey, but my goodness, save your butt. Especially when you're working on little things like this. And yeah, and that's right. I tore that pad off. Let's see if that. I mean, I'm assuming it made a connection. Cool. Oi. Bunch of ADB mice and son. He got the exact microscope that I have. And don't ask me the name. I can't remember. Because I ordered two. I ordered the wrong one by mistake. And boy, was that a costly mistake. My goodness, that was not fun. But I returned it and, you know, had to pay a shipping fee and all this crud. But from that I learned, obviously. And so when Joe was asking me, I said, well, this is the one I got. It's pricey, but, you know, it's a heckin' good microscope. I've not had a problem with it. I love the darn thing. And it literally paid for itself. For all the repairs and junk that I've done, it has paid for itself. And it's, yeah, like there's plenty of cheaper ones out there too, but you don't have to get one as much. But for someone like Joe who does a lot of this stuff, I think it would easily pay for itself. I mean, he's doing the Lord's work. Fixing up things, making stuffs. And Joe has a Apple III CPM card he made. It's really cool. It's a clone of the original. And you know, if I actually used my Apple III, I'd probably get one for it. Or I'll probably get one eventually anyway. But I don't know what the heck I'm doing with the Apple III. I barely know what I'm doing with the Apple II. It's like put in disc, play game, yay. Now what? You know, that's just. Let's clean this up a little bit as I'm rambling. Yeah, I mean the only real way I could afford this guy was by saying, well, you know what? I'm doing these repairs for people, and I have to fix my own machines because I have this collection, which is an investment in itself that. You know, I've had for years and years. And if this is a $700 total, you know, with LED lights and all this stuff, if that's the price of you know, keeping my collection up to date and making sure this stuff doesn't go to crap, then you know what? That's it. But I was like, you know what? I'll probably, you know, do some repairs too. And that's I still do. And there was a lot of crud there. I don't know if that was causing anything. I mean, my goodness. What the heck? Just checking these memory slots, because sometimes there's like a bridge there. It's always fun. See like a little solder ball hanging out between the two, and you're like, that's why it didn't work. In reality, it's something different, but, you know, you'd like to think that it was that. Yeah, my neck is bothering me a bit here, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, I am tempted to take this chip off. This guy right here. I don't know, I just have a feeling. With the amount of gunk that's under there. I mean, that might be a bad trace right there. Let's see. This scalpel's filthy. Do it! Take it off! My word. You gentlemen are awfully pushy. Let's see if any of the random scraping and scrubbing I did anything. Ugh. I know you're still in the microscope view. This could be a real quick test. Probably not going to be exciting at all. Would be a quick test if I was actually fast at doing this, which obviously I'm not. If we hear a speaker go ding, then we know something different happened. And video memory is around here somewhere. I'll change the angle. Why the heck not? Oh wait, that's the wrong one. He's a foolish fool, you see. He doesn't know not what he do. Please don't blow up. I'll try the other PRAM battery. Yeah, and that's a great thing, Joe. That's why I love this camera. Because it's like, here's how screwed up it was. And here's it fixed. And you could do live streams too. I mean, I know that might not be your thing or whatever. But it's fun. Oh boy. I have Toe Core 2 Duo Mac Mini. Should I buy another one? Well, Toe is a good amount. I don't know. Maybe. What you gonna do with them? I sound like your significant other. Well, what are you gonna do with them? Are you gonna feed it every day? Are you take it for walks? What do you do with the other ones that you have that you said you would take care of? Etc. 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 Flux. Flux. Thick fingers. I'm addicted to the models. I'll tell you, all my Core 2 Duos are all, well, I think I have one. It just sits in the corner. I mean, it's doing its thing. Oh, it would be helpful if you guys could see the microscope. Yeah, it would be. Probably be helpful. There you go. I was looking through the microscope because I'm an idiot. Alright, let's see what the damage is. We got some crud there. That might be a bad thing there. Let's see, look at the terminology. The thing, the dealy, the guy, the stuff. Very professional. But I do a live stream, but my man can't compare it to your giant basement. Oh, your man cave can't compare it to my giant basement. Well, you could start. You could just put like a backdrop behind it and make people think it is. That might be a thing. No. No. Every time I think I found a thing, it's not. It's a I have an iMac Mac84. Headless. Cool. Bad via to trace lower right corner. I will take a look at that corner. I have a headless iMac G3. I've rack mounted the motherboard. Okay, it's cool. Lower right corner. This guy, you mean? Joe? That's what I was looking at before, too. But that's a good thing about doing a live stream, because if my eye no work, if I can't see the thingies, people see the thingies for me. That might be one right there. Nope. I think I found it. Nope. I think I found it. Nope. I think I found it. Nope. Let's clean this area up first, because there's a lot of crap here. I mean, a lot of this there was a lot of grime and dirt here, so who knows if something was just contacting something it shouldn't, or whatever. That was the one, but it's okay. We think it's okay. Squeaky, squeak, 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 squeak 'em, squeak 'em, squeak 'em, squeaker, squeak 'em. Good eye, Joe. Good eye. Nope. Every time I think I see a broken trace or something, it's like it's playing tricks on me. It's like, nope, no, had you fooled. What are we fixing? Hey, Sean, you found the secret stream. This is a Macintosh LC2 that I was going to use in my Roscuzzy video, but it didn't want to work, so I put it off to the side. And I have the sniffles. I have a cold. My wife lovingly gave it to me. And so we're just hanging out here. I was only going to be here for a half hour, but it's 2 hours later, and it's like a regular Mac84 live stream. But why not build up the hours on the other channel where nobody could super chat you? Why not? Because I don't even know what I'm doing with the second channel yet, so I might as well do something with it. So we took off this this chip. I'm gonna call it Bob. Looks kind of like a Bob. So we took off Bob here, and I thought Bob was gonna have problems. Well, let's look under Bob. Sorry, Bob. Oh yeah, look at all the lovely cap goo that was under Bob here. Ooh. 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 That probably wasn't good for Bob. Bob, why didn't you tell us? Bob, why didn't you tell us these things? You gotta tell an adult there, Bob. For only 99 cents a day, you too could sponsor Bob. I tell you, the Fever stream was great. Steve had no idea what he was doing. He named the chip Bob. And so on and so forth. Let's see if we can remember how to put the chip on the right way. I believe it goes on with the little dot facing this guy. I believe that dot has to go to that guy. Move you away first. Just want to make sure there's nothing here. Really? I thought there was something funny under here, but I guess not. Maybe it was just all that crap. Excuse me, touching the thing, but going to grab one of those iPhones from Elite Obsolete if he's got one for you. Yeah, I messaged him because I had an iPhone 4 and I gave it to my brother because I got I won an iPhone 3G from Leo Laporte, the guy who used to be on Tech TV and stuff like that. He did like a podcast thing at one point, and well, he still does. But essentially, he put on a contest, and he was like, if you call up you win an iPhone. He was giving away tons of them. I don't know how many he gave away, but he gave away a lot. But essentially, I called up, I got through, I won the phone. My phone disconnected because it was a house phone. I actually called him. I don't know what I called him. Anyway, I called him and it disconnected. And I'm like, oh crap! I won the thing, and just my luck. And I got through a second time, and I was able to talk to him for a moment, and exchange my information and everything. So I won a gift card for an iPhone 3G, and at the time it was only $199 or $399 or whatever, $299. It was still I was so happy to win, obviously. But I had the original phone because I did some freelance work and had basically $500 burning a hole in my pocket because that was how much the original phone was. And so my twin brother need a new phone. I'm like, hey, look, I think I called him. It was like 11 at night or something. Like, hey, do you want an iPhone? And he's like, what? Who is this? And then he called me the next morning. He's like, did you call me at like 11 p.m.? Like, yeah, that was me. But essentially, oops, there goes a pad. Whee! Sorry, we'll fix that. Maybe that was the problem. It's a problem now. This is my board. Who cares? There goes another. We're probably a little too hot here. Oh boy. Oh, hold on. Well, let's try and salvage poor Bob's pad here. 2 pads in one stream, Steven. 3 pads actually, if you count before. But anyway, I won the iPhone 3G and I gave it to my brother, and my brother had it for like a few weeks, and then he had a party at his college. I was actually there, and somebody gosh darn diddly darn stole it, and that was sucky, but yeah, happens. And we deactivated on AT&T and all this stuff, and yeah, it was a goner. Someone got winged up and gone diddly darn stole it. So yeah, oh yeah, that's a fun one. Great job, Steven. Look what you did. This is why you should not repair things while you're under the influence of cough medicine. Alright, so we're going to go wee. We're going to probably... Yeah, it's probably fine if we... A little bit over here. Who knows? Maybe it was deteriorated from underneath because I didn't really hit it that hard. I didn't hit it that hard. Much as I had a self-destruct mechanism. Yeah, so it'd be cool if he could send me... it would be cool if he could send me the... an iPhone 4. iPhone original. Because I have a 3G. I never had a 3GS. I have a 4. So I have basically all my original phones except the original one. So it'd be cool. I almost bought one at a thrift store for $50 like a few years ago. But I was like, really? I'm not going to use it. Oh, did I say I had a twin? Yes, I do. I kind of don't like to say all the personal things, but I have a fever, so... Or maybe I don't. I don't know. But no, yeah, I have a twin. We don't look alike, though. We don't. I look like my older brother. And my twin brother looks kind of like my younger brother, but, I mean... I have 3 brothers. 3 brothers. Anyways, oh, nice. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. He's been following me on Twitter, and I'm like, how am I not following him? So I followed him, and I messaged him, like, hey, like, no pressure if, like, I just said, like, it would be cool to have one of those, but obviously, like, they're yours, you have your own plans for them, do whatever, and he was like, no, yeah, I mean, I gotta test them, see if it works, which one did you have originally? And I said, well, I had the 4 gig one, but, like, honestly, I mean, like, it'd be cool if I had an 8 gig, because, like, I never had, I had the cheapo one, because that's all I could afford. I could barely afford the $500 one with all the... I literally got a check from the freelance job that I did, and it was literally like $4.99. Like, there's not a penny to spare. I had to pay the tax and everything on it and all that stuff. Where did my solder go? And yeah, so that was. But I had the iPhone. I had, as it was called at the time, the Jesus phone. And I remember, showing my cousins. They were all excited and everything. And yeah, I mean, I was excited. So I went from an N-Gage QD. Not the taco one, the one that you could hold like a normal phone. An N-Gage QD to an iPhone. What a freaking jump. I never had a camera on my phone before. My goodness, did that turn me into more of a shutterbug than I already was. Why am I telling you all this? Hopefully it's interesting. This Steve guy, he just keeps going on. He must be doped up or dying or something. Simpsons reference. Okay, so we got most of the enamel burned off of this little wire guy. Either way. Rip off all the pads. How do we know it's you? Yes, this is Mac84 Disc 2. I'm actually my twin. Riveting. Okay, great. I actually have a 4S that somebody gave me to fix, and I totally like pulled the display cable on it and it broke. And they kind of were just like, I'm just gonna get a different phone. I'm like, okay. And I kind of felt like I failed, but at the same time, they dropped their phone, they cracked it. It was like, you know, they had problems keeping their devices good. But I tried. I still have the parts for it somewhere. But at that time, I didn't need a spare phone, so I was like, oh, I'll just leave it. I have a bin full of, like, well, not a bin, but, you know, a little drawer full of old phones, like iPhone 4s, iPhone 5s. They all have problems. Either the charging port doesn't work or whatever, because, you know, I have a big family, so, you know, whenever my brother dropped his phone or whatever, I'd try and fix it, and sometimes I could, sometimes I couldn't. This is going to be a fun one, I could tell. But we're all palsies here. Please stay there. Okay? Yeah? You want to stay there? Please? 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 No? No. I think I'm going to scrape off a little bit more there. Because I don't want that to heat to just like disintegrate when I attach the chip there. And it's going to be like, is it actually connecting or not? I can't tell. But what was your first iPhone or smartphone? I know not everybody has an iPhone. You don't need to. Plenty of good phones out there. What was your first? My first cell phone was a Nokia 5100, one of those indestructible ones, and my fat ass managed to sit on it, and I broke it. I cracked the screen on it. But I was in high school. I was sitting a weird way in the chair, and I went to check the phone, and it broke. Thankfully, my friend at the time had a spare, and he just swapped out the LCD. And I was like, thank you. But I guess that I could put that on my resume. Breaker of Nokia 5100s. Not a easy thing to do. Take off every pad. I've been full of 5th gen iPod parts. I think I have like one 5th gen iPod. It was my brother's, and I bought, you know, everyone remember the website iResQ? IRESQ, that was the name of it. They used to have PowerBook Rescue and everything. Anyway, my brother had an iPod at the time where it just stopped working. So I remember ordering a logic board from them to fix it, and the replacement logic board didn't work. But it was one of those things where it's like I had to send in a claim and all this stuff, and I just never got around to it. But it sucks because I paid for a working board and I didn't get one. But years later, I got some parts from a friend or whatever, and that should be fine. And I was able to fix his iPod. And I have no idea where it is. But one day, I'll find it and give it back to him. He's not exactly begging for it. I think he has a newer phone than I do. No, I think we have the same iPhone 8, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so we have one of these thingies, trace thingies fixed. So we're gonna carefully cut that. First cell phone was a bag phone with a full-size handset. That is awesome. That's awesome. First cell phone was Samsung Intensity 2. First smartphone was a Galaxy S3 Mini. Would it be unqualified for me to say I have a Zune in my ranks? Oh, cool. My cousin had a Zune. He loved the damn thing. I'm obviously I prefer my electronics to be Apple, but I'm not saying all the stuff that other people made was garbage. I mean, Apple made some garbage too. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. I love tech. I mean, I have a bunch of PCs. I have a bunch of like non-Apple stuff. I love learning about this stuff. Like at my old job, I used to have a lot of downtime, like waiting for things to happen where I had to like jump in and fix things. I had a lot of downtime, so I just like go on Wikipedia constantly, and I would just like read up about like this phone or that operating system or this thing or that thing. Is it stupid of me of trying to put this thing on the pad? Because I don't think that's really going to help. I don't think that's really going to help, Steven. Why am I talking to myself? I don't listen to myself anyway. Yeah, well. Bye, pad. We don't need you anyway. Get out of here, you stinking pad. I'm going to put the soldering iron on the edge of the table, and then when it falls and burns me, nobody will be surprised. NEC brick phone. Nice. For some reason it's in the trunk of my car. 21 Zooms were a pain in the maintenance. Basically wants everyone to forget they made it. Yeah, I mean the Zune was a weird thing because like when it came out, like Microsoft had their own music store, and at the time it came out, if I'm recalling correctly, and maybe I'm just talking on my butt here, at the time it came out, their own music store didn't even support their own MP3 device. So it was like clearly one hand didn't know what the other hand was doing. But that's Microsoft for you. No, I don't want to do that one. I already did that one. I mean, at least it was at the time. And I've been there. You know, I've totally been there at work or something where, like, we need to do this. Do you know that team's already doing that? No. We're going to do it anyway. Okay. Have fun. But yeah, fun times. I mean, the time before the iPhone, I think, was so exciting because everybody was trying to crack the nut of like what a smartphone should be and what it could do and everything. And I'm not going to say the iPhone was the only answer, but it was just, I don't know, there was just like, you know, you had the Sidekick, you had all these phones that could do all these different things, and they each had their own benefits, and it was just really cool. What a time to be alive! I just remember all my friends in high school. They had different phones, and when I say friends, I don't really mean that they were my friends, because let's be honest, I wasn't the most popular kid in high school. But my schoolyard chums, my acquaintances, they all had different phones, and it was always interesting. Like, oh wow, you have a camera in your phone? Like, that's neat. I want one, but I had the N-Gage QD, but I could play emulators on my phone. I had Nintendo emulators. I think I had a Sega one, but the sound really didn't work. But I mean, I could do it. That was cool. Think that's enough solder? Yeah, it should be fine. Alright, let's put this chip back on, and nothing is going to have changed. I know nothing would have had has changed, but we just, we just tore two pads off in the process, so that's totally fine. It'd be cool if it did work. Pretty cool if it did work, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw that one Mac84 stream, man. He just ripped all the pads off of the whole darn thing. I sent him my logic board because I was like, do it to mine too. What am I talking about? We'll put some flux on here. And we're going to put this little chip back on. Make sure we put it on the right way. Thank you, Joe, for confirming. That's not where it goes. Oh, my goodness. Zune to squirt. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, geez, yeah, that's terminology, man. It's a weird thing. All right, let's solder one or two of these legs on to get this thing straight. And then let's try and test this again. If it doesn't work, we're going to wrap it up there because I did not expect to be streaming for 2.5 hours. I'll tell you that. And the sniffles are increasing. Wow. Wow, Stephen. Wow. Don't the solder fumes help your cold? No, they do not. What I am going to do is where these pads that I screwed up are. I'm going to just lift the leg slightly up. Just ever so slightly. Okay. Just so it sort of rests like that. Like that. Yeah, that's good. And then this guy here, right above the 8, I have to do the same thing too. There we go. So this should lay more flat. Is that a word? Well, let's just hold down with your hand, Steven. Why even use tweezers? I mean, thankfully this is big enough where I can do that. Oh, the flex is slimy. And this stream will never be repeated again. I used to do that. I used to, hide the streams after they were there. Not that they were any good. I mean, these are talking old streams here. I still have one or two of those hidden. You're not missing much, let me tell you that. I think I put one on Patreon. Oh no, I think I re-enabled them when I was trying to get monetized. Because if you hide a video, you don't get the hours don't count towards it. So if you have like 1 billion viewers on like a live stream that you put to private or whatever, you don't get the internet points for it. Yeah, so I think I re-enabled that. All right, so let's be very careful. Oh, we're failing at drag soldering because we probably don't have enough flux on the board. That's okay. Bruce isn't watching, so he can't scold us. A wild Bruce appears. Here we go. I thought you said crossing the streams would be bad. I had it good for a while. Then I done fudged it up again. How did I get more solder by putting it in the coils? I probably need new coils. So this is one of the pins that we broke, so I'm going to put extra flux on there. Don't want to take any chances. Quickly in and out. Come on. Come on. I don't care how it looks. It's my board. Alright, that should be good. Why do I keep doing that? Steven, you idiot. You may be sick, but that doesn't... You have no excuses for being dumb when you're soldering. Forbidden touches, forbidden pins. You're not supposed to touch the positive to negative. Oh boy. You got forbidden love. I like watching the Mac84 second channel because he sings more. Said nobody ever. All right. Well, let's let's do this side. We're having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. I didn't do do a bad Arnold yet, and I probably can't with the way my throat is. It's not that bad. It's with sniffles mostly, but. Forbidden love. Yeah, that's probably the closest you're gonna get. Because the bad Arnold impersonation comes from the back of my throat. So, all right. So the last little bit here is forbidden pins. That's bad. We're gonna just go. Boop. Boop. Did that actually do it? Yeah. Oh, fuck. See what I did? Your overconfidence is your weakness. Your faith in your friends is yours. Horrible, 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 horrible. That's going to stick to that, too, I bet. You really did flux that up, didn't you there, Steve? Who's he talking to? Alright, let's get out our good friend Multimeter here. Australian Cookie Monster. Oh boy. Yeah, we're going to stop this stream soon before I blow a nostril. You're going good there, Steve, so you blew that nostril. Alright. At least it's touching where it's supposed to. Let's just check all of these pins here. Alright, those pins seem to be okay. I mean, this chip was pretty nasty underneath. As he slams it down on his desk. And just to jinx myself, I'm turning the soldering iron off. There are little solder balls here, but they don't seem to be hurting anybody. I got pin love. I'm all fluxed up. Alright. Well, it would help if I cleaned this a little bit. No, Steve, leave it all looking like it's a disgusting pile of crap. Too much alcohol in there. Put way too much on here. We'll just scrub some other things just for funsies. Oh, there's a little thingy there. We don't want you there. Yoink. Presenting the Mac84 house band. All right, there's Flux You Up. There's Forbidden Pin Love. And then we need something about Carbon Live and Open Transport. And that sounds like an EP there. Scrubby scrub scrub scrubs. Scrub it up. Yep, that's another song. There you go. So I'm not even looking through the microscope, so you weren't even seeing anything good. Maybe you were. Who knows? So let's just hit this with the fan to help dry it off. Oni into Quadra. While that's on there, let me get my multimeter and just test one thing. It's fine. Yeah, I probably should check the other side of the board. Man, stop giving me good ideas. So this is where all the Cap Fun juice was. And I'm going pretty quick over here, but I'm not seeing anything like that's jumping out. Keep the suggestions coming. You need to fill up a whole album, or the record company is going to be pissed. We've got some crud and gunk, but I'm going to zoom in on areas that don't have capacitors, which there are few and far between here, so I think they're all factory. I don't remember taking anything off of this one, but there's R5. That looks factory. I mean, I could bust out another LC2 just to compare it with, but we ain't gonna be doing that. Yeah, those all look standard. Like nothing was ever broken off or anything. So, brittle plastic, my attraction to you, but you break so easily when I get close to you. I don't know where these songs come from. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. Alright, so let's plug this thing back in. And then you'll all be happy to know that the singing will stop. All 15 of you. That'd be funny if before I recap this, it would actually work. And then I broke it somehow. Let's put the VRAM back in. I like the singing. Come for the recapping. Stay for the bad songs. Alright, so we're going to bring that cable around. So it doesn't... Oh, this doesn't even have those little nuts in there that hold the cables in when you screw them in. That's completely missing on this board, but oh well. Oh well. Alright, we're going to get our keyboard plugged in. And if this doesn't work, well, we'll have to try again another day. But here we go. Still unhappy. I mean, the monitor got, some sort of signal because it woke up, but that's the wrong bloody thingamajig. There we go. Smell of burning flux. I mean, it could just be a bad trace under one of these caps. Like I said, I wasn't in a rush when I recapped this, but I don't know. Wait, was this... Did I recap this before I... This one was already recapped. That's... I think? Yeah, this one was already recapped. So this one I tried to recap, and it obviously didn't work. I'll try another battery, just for the heck of it. Be funny if it was the voltage of the battery the entire time. In fact, let's try that out, because I don't want to redo these. I don't know where the other one is. We'll just try it anyway. Just in case. Just in case the PRAM batteries are giving us false posiroonies there. I'm going to, my old tried and true battery method here. So red goes to positive. Yay. Well, that should be... Rip off more of that there so we get a better connection thingy. There we go. Now, last thing I'm going to try before we... and that's Probably not the best view for you. There we go. Before we call it a day here, or night, whatever. Where time is weird. Yeah, I didn't expect to go this long anyway, but it's been fun. You learned some new songs. You learned what it sounds like when I sniffle. All important things to know in life, you know. I was there, man. The first and only sick Mac84 live stream. He couldn't get the thing to work, but man, did he sniffle and sing a lot. He totally had a fever. And I was fine for like days. My wife has been sick. And she's been coughing and sneezing and stuff. And I was fine for days. Until today. Alright, where'd those batteries go? That are totally not dead. There's one. There's the other. This doesn't have a switch on it, does it? No, it does not. Alright, so... And then if I take my multimeter, my beepity beep beep, it's got recap fever, recap fever. It's driving him crazy. 3.25 volts. I guess that's enough. Recap fever. Totally not a rip-off of Pac-Man fever, I assure you. Let's try this. Hey, we got video! Holy crap! Ah! We don't have any rounded corners, though. So that's a thing. But hey! Does that mean that PRAM battery is actually dead? Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. But we got something. Let me see something. Let me take the VRAM module out. Let's turn it back on. I prefer to be the judge, but I don't have a problem. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so we get no video there. Let's try another Apple video sim. Doesn't like that one. Yeah, we could reset the PRAM. That's weird. It doesn't like that video memory module. It likes this one, unless this one's broken, and that's all it does. I bring the keyboard over here so I could actually perform the thingy correctly. Command Option P. Oh, my fingers are too short and stubby. Yeah, I don't think it's happy. I mean, at least we got somewhere. You know, I didn't even reseat the ROMs in this. What a dork. What a dork. Let's do that. I mean, the easiest thing to do. Reseat the frickin' ROMs, man. Remember that time on that Mac84 live stream when he didn't even reset the ROMs? What a dope. Okay. Your gray box generating machine is working perfectly. Oh, well, there's your problem, dear. Okay, reseat that ROM. Reset that one. I wonder if it was doing that before we took that chip off and put it back on. I mean, every time you screw with one of these things, who knows if you're making it worse. Let's try that again. Yeah, we still got the gray box. Let's see. Let me try some memory. Might be too old for this. This might be 128K memory. Jesus, Steven. Why do you have 128K sticks here? Why not? Why not? Oops. Oopsie-doodle. Let's see what it does without video memory. I mean, hey look, we get something without the video memory. So maybe it's the video memory module. Maybe it doesn't like that. Let's try another one. Hey man, 256K better be enough for somebody. So without the VRAM module, we do get our gray screen of fun. Or do we? Now we don't. Let's take out the extra memory modules here. This probably doesn't like those anyway. Yeah, so without the video memory module, we get a gray screen. I have like 3 different modules here. And each one I put in does not seem to make a difference. Let's put in this Apple one. I'm going to hold the module in. Maybe it's just making loose contact or something. Alright, so we still get the box. So that's not good. Let's turn that off. Try another one here. Ooh, we get different things. Look at that. Look at that. We get horizontal stripes. I'm going to hold that in now and try it again. Nope. That was the same one that gave us the gray, and it was giving us... Whoa! That scared the crap out of me. Something's not happy. Something is not happy. I don't know what's having a short or what, but it's trying to communicate. I think this is an example of let's put it back in the ultrasonic cleaner. That was coming from the speaker. Yeah. Try one more video module, and then we're not doing that anymore. The Apple screeching sound generator works. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, so this is gonna get a good ultrasonic clean yet again. I mean, goodness knows what the heck was going on with this poor thing. But that was an interesting noise. Never heard that before. Scared the crap out of me. Well, not literally. Not yet. But yeah. At least we get something out of it. At least we got something out of it. I am very curious now. I'm gonna take the batteries out. I'm gonna use the PRAM batteries that I thought were working. I'm just very curious if we get the gray screen with them. Because if not, it was you know, Bruce is smart enough. He was telling us learn how to battery, and I didn't learn how to battery, and I need to know so I could sleep tonight if the stupid battery was the cause of us not getting anything, and maybe we pulled something off and broke it. Okay, thank goodness. Okay. Scared the snot out of me. Still does the same thing with that battery. Where's the other battery? Where'd our second battery pal go? I don't freaking know. I don't know, man. The battery was just here and then, like, skedaddled. Flew the coop. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah. The LC does not want to cooperate today. Oops. So that's the board there. Maybe some of these caps are messed up. Who knows? But fiddling with the VRAM slot sure made a heck of a lot of screeching. So yeah, I will try yelling at it when I get my voice completely back. But yeah, this is going to go for another ultrasonic clean because something's weird with it. But at least we got some life out of it, kind of. It's not passing the memory check, so who knows? Maybe there's something wrong with one of these. Maybe it's shorted out. There's a little wee bit of corrosion. I think I could see it right here on the memory module here. But I could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. So who knows? Who knows? But to all 13 of you that are still hanging about, thank you very much for hanging out with me as I don't know what I was doing. I thought I was going to play with the PowerBook today. I was going to look at some client machines, but I'm in no condition, obviously, to do that. So, but you gave me some hours on my second channel here, so maybe we'll eventually get that monetized for some reason. I don't know. Not that it matters, but I had fun poking around with this. I did not intend to be here for almost 3 hours, but there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed my off-tune singing. Yes, thank you very much. I will try and rest up. Might not see me on a stream for a bit because of that. Just look and see if there's any solder balls in these memory slots, because that was a fun noise we got. Boy, siree, whatever. That was fun. But, yeah. Thank you for looking at the side of my head there as I looked at the board. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah. If you didn't see the Roskuzzy video, take a look. Yes, I have an unboxing to do on Wednesday, depending on when the UPS FedEx guy comes. We'll do that, but I'll rest up so we could do that because I'm very much looking forward to it. Now, I did order a battery for the Macintosh Portable, so I jinxed myself of it working by ordering a part for it. I know. But that should come a few days after, but who knows? Maybe it'll arrive quicker. But anyway, that's about it. Thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by, doing what you're doing, and take care. Thanks for being here for the first live stream. Bye.